Welcome back, everyone. Pal Ponder on Weather here. Thanks for tuning in to Pal Ponder Ultra. This one's going to be designed around short range weather analysis and a lot of educational content. But what I wanted to really dive into the details on this winter storm, ice storm across the central US. You can follow the time up above me. And about 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've seen widespread freezing rain and freezing sleet, thunder sleet, thunder freezing rain have taken place in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can see it been basically inundated Oklahoma through Arkansas through the evening time frame, as that light to moderate freezing rain will be locked over those areas, moving across southern portions of Missouri here, starting to lighten up around Texas into the overnight hours on Monday, but starting to pick up as we get deeper into Tuesday morning with yet another disturbance that's going to be coming across all those areas in pink. That is your freezing rain. So as you wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be a stronger disturbance that's moving across central Texas and the North Texas with all that more freezing rain in and around those areas, and it'll last kind of really all day long, guys. I mean, this is a significant system that's moving across Arkansas, northern portions of Mississippi, through western portions of Tennessee. You can see this feeder band just lifting in from the south and just draping across a good part of Texas into the wee hours of the morning on Wednesday. And by the time you wake up on Wednesday morning, it is really locked over a good part of North Texas into central Texas, and down there into the south, it's all the rain. So we've been going to be dealing with this for an extended period of time. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures, because it's freezing. Yeah, were these areas all the way down into Texas and Arkansas, portions of Missouri with that Arctic blast. Let's take you through time, because the temperatures are crucial. You can actually see they really go nowhere. Those areas up there to the north, that is below zero really all day long, all night into the morning time frame, going through Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, those temperatures don't really modify really that much, as widespread 20s take a hold of across the good part of the central US and across the Arkansas area, with that heavy sleet that's really going to be unfolding over the next couple of days. And that's why they've got that winter storm warning in place. And it's all crucial because those temperatures aloft are plenty warm. You see these temperatures right here, 8, 9, 10 degrees Celsius. That's about 45 to 50 degrees. So as this snow falls into that warm layer aloft, it just melts, guys, and it melts and it freezes on contact with those temperatures in the 20s. And if we take you through time, you can see with these multiple systems coming through, these temperatures aloft really don't go anywhere. So that's why predominantly most of this that does fall over the next couple of days is going to be in the form of sleet, freezing rain, and there may be some snow kind of mixed in, but the predominant feature is going to be your freezing rain and sleet. So let's take a look at the overall areas into the east, because they're going to get hit hard too as this pushes across into portions of western Tennessee. It starts to fill into Kentucky into the overnight hours on Tuesday, heading into Tuesday morning, with some snow potentially breaking out across northern parts of Kentucky into southern portions of Ohio. But there's the sleet that's coming across central and northern central parts of Kentucky as we go into the morning time frame. And there's just another wave trailing around along these areas, in and around these areas, that could see some freezing rain in northern portions of Mississippi there, getting further into central Tennessee. And then there may even be some little snow. I know you've been in a deficit up there into the northeast, but check out Delaware. They could be getting some snow. We're trying to break the snow drought in and around portions of Central Park there. Hopefully we can get at least something to record, because it's been plenty of time. I know it's been over 300 days or so, but could we have some snow breaking out into the New Jersey area as we get into, say, Wednesday morning time frame. But look at the temperatures as we kind of walk you through time, as all these temperatures will continue with that warm layer further to the south. Florida widespread into the 60-degree temperatures. The southeast is more or less into the 50s, into the 40s, but you can see that sharp gradient where that winter storm will be into those 20s further to the north, into the Ohio Valley, getting into the Northeast and into the Mid-Atlantic states with those teens showing up on Tuesday night and heading into Wednesday morning with some colder temperatures filtering in across the Ohio Valley. So let's take you through the setup for on the NAM, because that was the high resolution guidance, but this is the NAM. These are the short range models that we kind of look at and have as a guide. As of right now, the winter storm warning was set to expire around 6 o'clock on Wednesday morning. It has actually now been extended through noontime on Wednesdays, all because of these short range models picking up on this Arctic blast that's continued to keep the colder temperatures further south longer. So you can actually see where the ice potentially has fallen over the last couple of days. It's still freezing in and around central Texas into North Texas. And as I think they'll actually technically be extending this winter storm warning, but if you're going to be trying to get above freezing in and around a good part of Texas, or especially into central and north Texas on Wednesday, but you're going to be having a hard time because the latest update continues those temperatures right at freezing or slightly below as you have that ice on the ground in those areas. So look at those temperatures for the extended period of time all the way through Thursday. They really don't go anywhere, guys. That's why we've got those widespread, long duration, prolonged freezing temperatures. Could be 3 days in a row of below freezing down there in the southern plains, and that's a rare sight. And there's plenty of reports of thunder, sleet, and thunder freezing rain that's coming out of that region. So here's the latest NAM, and this is why I feel like they're going to be extending this winter storm warning, because as we walk you through time, like I mentioned, it was set to expire on Wednesday morning, but look at the latest update from the NAM model going into Wednesday afternoon. There's a lot more freezing rain still on the table, with yet another disturbance is going to be moving across. So I feel like they're going to be extending. So this is a prolonged event that could last well into Wednesday, and then even into the overnight hours on Wednesday night. And going into Thursday morning, you're still going to have to deal with some freezing rain in some of these areas going up into Arkansas and portions of Missouri as those colder temperatures continue to remain in place. So for an extended period of time. And let's check out the temperatures out east. So those, as they continue, as the Arctic air continues to push southbound, it's going to have a sharp gradient in temperatures as well. So you can actually see what's happening here across a good chunk of the east as we continue through time into Wednesday, heading into your Thursday time frame with those widespread 20s to the north through the Ohio Valley. Waking up on Thursday morning across Ohio there, right around 20 degrees in a lot of places into the Ohio Valley, into the Mid-Atlantic. So widespread freezing temperatures for you guys. And I think you get really cold as we get into the weekend, especially on Saturday. But there's Florida hanging on with the sunshine down there and the widespread 70-degree temperatures. But let's take a look at the overall NAM out east and check out where the precipitation will be as it unfolds. So it's a really sharp gradient and continues across western portions of Tennessee, getting through portions of Kentucky. Like I mentioned, you may change over to some snow into portions of West Virginia there. Hopefully we can end some snow droughts up there in Delaware, into Jersey, and get into Central Park there. Hopefully the NAM and the short range high resolution guidance, it is actually showing that. So I hope it comes true, because you got to have something to break that drought. And because it's been an extended, really long time for you to see some snow for that region. But yeah, as we walk you through time, there's the rain further south. It's not going to get into portions of the southeast because it's just not going to get cold enough down there further south. But let's head out west, because they're still dealing with some cold temperatures as well down out west. I know California, look how cold it gets as we get into tonight, into tomorrow morning. Even some freezing spots down there in that region with where the snow is going to be flying into portions of Idaho and into Wyoming here with those below zero conditions. And you can see down into New Mexico, into Utah, going into portions of Colorado there with those widespread cold conditions as that trough continues to be inundated over those regions, extending those colder temperatures for you guys for a period of time. So it's a good part of the country is dealing with this Arctic blast, and I think you will be at least for the next 4 days before you try to start to rebound. But let's take a look at the overall precipitation front, because we did see some rain back there in San Diego. They're getting some San Diego rain today, but overall for a good part of the west, it's predominantly kind of fairly dry. Like I mentioned, it's going to be snowing in some of the high elevations in Idaho and portions of Montana here, but for the most part across the west, you're in a drying out period for the time being, as you can take advantage of that. But there's another system that looks to come in into California that looks to possibly be hitting that area by the time we get into your overnight Thursday into Friday morning, at least across the northern regions for California. But let's take a look at the overall precipitation over the next 4 days. And like I mentioned, there's going to be a swath of most of this is going to be sleet and freezing rain, but there are some indications where some of these areas could see some snow. This isn't a lot, but most of the area is going to be seeing that freezing rain and the sleet. So let's take a look at this. Here's the rain. So here's the freezing rain. All that area in pink, the National Weather Service is calling for up to a ½ inch across the DFW Metroplex, across Central Texas, out in West Texas. It's going to be nasty, guys, as all this could be coating on the power lines and the trees, doing a lot of extensive damage in these areas, unfortunately. Swings across portions of Oklahoma, through the entire state of Arkansas there, into northern portions of Mississippi, mostly through central and western portions of Tennessee, as well as Kentucky here. We may get some freezing drizzle back into West Virginia, but there's the sleet from this system. So it's going to be predominantly sleet, freezing rain, and a little bit of snow. But yeah, there's the sleet. Some of these areas, again, ½ inch. I know areas, I just read a report south near Denton, in the city of Corinth, they've already got a ½ inch of sleet on the roadways in those areas, and this thing just got started, and we've got plenty more days to come with this system. So it's just going to be a devastating impacts from this kind of rare storm, especially with all the freezing rain, thunder. A lot of guys down to the south especially has never actually even heard of freezing or thunder, freezing rain, thunder, sleet. It's definitely a rare event, but these are the dynamics we're getting with this system. So here's the precipitation. Like I mentioned, over the next 4 days, it's going to be fairly dry across the west. There could be some light precipitation across well south into California, even portions of Mexico here. But yes, as these multiple disturbances come across the southern plains, it's going to lay down a blanket of precipitation. Most of this is going to be the form of the frozen stuff, but you're going to get some heavier rains further south where you're not in the freezing sector, into portions of, say, southern portions of Arkansas, northern portions of Louisiana, and getting into portions of Mississippi here, with these rain amounts could be picking up a couple of inches over the next couple of days. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely stay tuned for more updates on this channel, and definitely hit the subscribe button and catch me in the next update where I protect you before and after the storm.